All right, what happened on the plane?
Well, flight attendants.
You're going to want to kill the kid and the parents.
Massachusetts couple. Think Air Tran Airways went overboard by treating their crying 3-year-old daughter in much the same way. But the parents said they just needed a little more time to calm her down.
Get her in the
There's
seat.
the problem.
Get her in the seat.
Get her in the fucking seat.
Just take her physically and put her in the fucking seat.
Pick her up, grab her by the hair.
Yeah.
But they had just visited her Grammy, the Grammy.
Yeah.
So I guess she was upset with leaving Grammy.
Who cares?
She was removed because she was climbing under the seat and hitting her parents and wouldn't get in her seat.
Put her in the seat physically.
Get in the fucking seat.
Well, you got to calm her down, don't you?
What?
Don't you have to calm her down?
Yeah, but the thing is that they're just shitty travelers.
Right.
There's a whole system to put it. I've traveled with 2 kids. I've got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and we travel with them all the time. Oh. And you got to get your shit put away fast, so that you have time to calm your kid. They're just fucking assholes.
They don't know.
They're just like those people that, like, you know when you see on an airplane where, like, you're starting a taxi and a guy just gets up like a cunt, just stands up and goes in the overhead, and the plane stops and you hear, we need everyone to sit down. It's usually a fucking Hasid, by the way, who just looks at the front of the plane like, what? They're just going to get my money. No, so these people are just incompetent. I mean, Look, I don't believe in people that hate babies on flights. I think are assholes. Like when my baby is crying and people like crane their necks to look back. Yeah. Like, could you turn off that machine that makes that noise? I fucking looked them in the face like, please actually say something so I can piss in your mouth. Because it's a fucking child, you fucking piece of shit. We're taxiing. You know, we're very good at keeping our kids quiet. They don't cry through flights. But if my daughter goes like, fucking some rich asshole like rustles his newspaper and looks back at me like, whoa, this is unheard of. I look in his. I love it. I look right in their face. I've been with this kid all fucking day. I would love to unload unfairly on a stranger. Wow. Give me a reason.
No, it's great to see the other side because there's no one in this room that's going to agree with you, Louis.
Yeah, no, I know. People hate when kids cry.
I just want the parents to at least try.
That's the that's the thing.
That's all I want in my world. I get frustrated. They're still crying, but at least try to do something.
And for the 4 hours, break your fucking parent rules. Like if there's no candy allowed before dinner and the kid's crying for candy, fucking send him into diabetic shock.
No,
by shoving
you're absolutely right, and they should have kicked them off. If the kid is not in his fucking seat, if he's a liability, fucking kick the whole family off. Right. Absolutely.
And they did.
They did, and they should have.
Yes, just the kid. And make the parents fly. Standing there on the empty jetway, you just see him like crawling dangerously close to the edge.
Yeah. No, most parents are fucking idiots, and I hate parents on airplanes that don't. Like, I saw this guy flying with his daughter, and she's crying, and he's a guy, so he just sits back, does it. All he has to do is hold her for a second. Right. Won't do it.
Why the fuck?
And a mother I saw once is feeding Mountain Dew and M&Ms to her fucking kid.
There you go.
Whose face is purple with sugar rage by the end of and fucking caffeine. Idiots.
Are you ever embarrassed? Like, I understand, like, Geraldo made a good point one time. Because I know it's annoying, but what do you want people to do? Not travel with kids? It's like, you have to. It's like, and they aren't kids. They're not machines.
The reason I hate people that complain is because they have no they'll complain about anything. Like, again, my daughter had a rattle once. She's not actually we give her a rattle so that she'll be pacified. She's rattling her rattle as we're taxiing, and people are looking at me like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you. Get on your cell phone and call your fucking girlfriend and let me hear that now. You fucking adult cunt.
What? Once the engines really crank up, it's really hard to hear anything around you anyway. Yeah. But it is that when you're boarding, the taxiing, when you get a kid crying, it's not. I won't do the turnaround. I won't. But my shoulders go up, and that sound, I'm like, I can't take baby crying sound. Right. To me, it's the old nails on the blackboard.
Sure.
The story continues. Ellie was sitting in front of our seat crying. The attendant motioned to a seat and asked if we purchased it for her. They had paid for the seat. Jerry said, another attendant, yes.
Big problem here is that it sounds from what they're saying that the little girl was sitting by herself and the parents were sitting together behind her.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, because parents that do this fucking are the worst. That they put their kid if there's 2 parents and a kid traveling.
Yeah,
like I sat next to some little girl on the flight here from L.A. recently. Her parents are sitting together eating and having a great time. I'm fucking raising their kid.
Oh my God!
You're raising the kid.
I'm helping her with her juice. I'm listening to her fucking cunty little stories about her grandma. I don't want to hear any of it.
Why, they weren't good
She's
stories?
Do you want to play my Game Boy? No, I got fucking work to do. I'm trying to watch softcore porn on my fucking DVD player.
And mom and dad are canoodling.
Or they're having a great time on the other seat having fucking margaritas and shit.
Another cocktail here, please.
Yeah. No, they're That's
funny.
that's why she's crawling under the seat to get to her parents. Because they're not sitting with her. It should have been the mom and the kid, or the dad and the kid, and then the one parent. And the reason I'll tell you why that didn't happen is because the parents fought. I'm not sitting with her. No, I fucking sat with her on the way to grandma's. Oh, well, let's just make that stranger sit with them.
Louis C.K.
Yeah,
I've seen his act.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
Do you want to say
They should have
something
been
to the
thrown
parents?
off the plane while it was in flight. They should have been thrown off from 30,000 feet.
Goldfinger right through the window.
You're the type that would say something, though. You want to say something to the parents sometimes?
I would, if they were there, I would, especially if there was a problem and it was holding up the plane. I think I would have said,
I'm sure.
Why isn't she sitting with you? You guys stink. I hate you.
I'm sure people would just mumble at you. Fucking people.
Yeah.
Kid.
I bet they got applause. I hope they got applause when they kick them off.
Her cunty little stories. She's one.
Julie said she asked the attendants if Ellie could sit on her lap, but they said no. The family flew home the next day.
I think the kid just crawled out of her seat and was sitting on the floor in front of her parents.
She was climbing under the seat and hitting her parents and wouldn't get in her seat. Ellie was sitting in front of our seat crying.
Oh, so you're saying she's sitting on the floor?
Maybe she was on the floor, like where you put your little fucking
I am enjoying my anger. I'm sticking on this.
You stick with your story. It makes it a lot more fun. Well, get this. The family flew home the next day. The Orlando-based carrier reimbursed the family about $600, the cost of the 3 tickets, and offered them 3 round-trip tickets anywhere the airline flies. But it's too little too late for the Kulsaz. The father said they would never fly Air Tran again.
What a shame.
Shouldn't have the first time.
Let's go to Joe in Jersey. Joe.
Hey.
How's it going, guys? I was coming home from Florida. We were about to land into Newark, and my daughter was sleeping on my wife's lap, and the stewardess asked my wife to put the seatbelt on before we land, and my wife said, well, she's sleeping. Can we let her sleep? And the stewardess said, well, no, you got to put the seatbelt on. So my wife starts arguing with her, and she told my wife, but we will not land the plane. We're going to have authorities at the airport and let you do this. So the stewardess are pretty much assholes on the flight.
Dude, you got to strap your kid in.
It's the thing is...
I know. No.
Something happened to the kid, and your kid slammed his face against the fucking
The thing that people don't understand, there's a million comedians that make hay of this stupid fucking... I hate stand-up comedy that's based on ignorance.
Yeah.
The whole thing of, put your seatbelt on, that's going to help if we crash into a mountain. Yeah, that's what they're for, you fucking dunce. They're there for when you're taxiing, because when you're fucking land, you're going about 150 miles per hour.
Louis C.K. ruins bit for hundreds of hack comics. Film at 11.
If the plane wheel hits a chuck hole in the runway or something, your head could go slamming into. And the reason the seat goes up. So, sir, it's important. It's a federal fucking regulation. If something happened to your kid, the flight attendant would be run out on a rail and sued and everything.
Jesus, lucky goody two shoes. We're gonna call that show.
My chip a tooth.
They got to make the rules so basic they can't say.
Because she's basically caring for a fucking 200 children. Everybody on a plane is a child, and if she had to go make these Solomon rulings for every single, you opened it after the de-icing, however and it would just go to hell.
You are an idiot. You are okay. You're fucking mongoloid.
I know what it's like to fly with kids, but you just have to work within the system that there's,
it's understandable.
And the bottom line is this. I'm sorry. No, just let me make a point. Sir. If they fucking hit some bumps and you fall and break your fucking nose, you're going to sue the airline.
And you're going to